Hey everybody, Lawrence Michael, Operations Manager for Air Quality Remediation, making another weekly video. This one will be pretty short and sweet. I do have to get to another assessment, but as always, I wanted to give you guys a look at what remediation projects we have going on this week. So we'll start off as always with our containment door. As always, we have our caution tape, our warning signage with authorized personnel only. And authorized personnel only that comes in has to wear the required PPE. So that's full face respirators, Tyvek suits, nitro gloves, Kevlar gloves, along with their standard, safety gear, steel-toed boots, safety glasses, things like that. So this is a basement mold remediation. In a quick summary, this house was just bought by the buyer of the house. The seller of the house didn't disclose that there was a remediation issue or that there had been a water incursion issue, which we are in Delaware, but most disclosure forms throughout the United States are pretty similar. I'm not a real estate attorney, but I do have some extensive experience dealing with these kind of situations, so I can't speak specifically for litigation processes that come across from issues like this, but I do know on the disclosure forms, on most states' disclosure forms, there's two questions regarding mold and mold testing. The seller of the house knew that there was a mold issue, but failed to disclose that. So we'll see what happens in the litigation between the buyer and seller. But our goal is to remediate the basement and get it to a safe and healthy living environment for the new owners of the house. So we'll go in here and check out what's going on. So we go inside our containment, and as always we have our negative air machine. This is a HEPA negative air machine. As always, HEPA, high efficiency particle air, that takes the air that's inside this basement area, so inside this affected area, filters the air out and then discharges it outside through this window. So that creates the negative pressure inside. And just as an example, I'll show you, this is the door we just came in. And you can see how the flap is getting sucked inside. That's because of that negative pressure that we're creating. So if I push the flap back outside, it just sucks right back in. And we do measure how much negative air pressure we have via air changes per hour. There is a mathematical formula to figure that out. I won't go into that today. If you guys are interested in that mathematical equation on figuring out how many air changes you need per hour per the square footage of the affected area that you're dealing with, I can make a separate video going through that as far as the actual machines and what they need and how we test. So this is the basement area. The guys have started the demolition process at this point. Everything in this basement is getting demoed. So all the wood paneling, drywall, baseboards, this bar, wood trim, ceiling tiles, the flooring, everything's getting demoed. We have some of our equipment over here. All of our guys wearing Tyvek suits and full face respirators. We also have a containment door here at the top of the steps. That blocks off the unaffected area from the affected area. So in this case, the rest of the house from the basement. We also have blocked off any supply and return vents. Because the air conditioning unit is down in this basement, we have all the supply and return vents blocked off, again, to prevent cross-contamination into unaffected areas of the house. So one of the technicians pulled this piece of paneling off, and they were getting ready to bag it up and dispose of it, but I wanted it left here for the video so you can see that on the back side of this paneling, this is all mold growth here, which we knew we were going to find. And then on the drywall side where the paneling was, again, more mold growth. And that's going to be pretty similar throughout the entire space. I expect to find that on the backs of all the wood paneling throughout the basement area. I can see some mold growth on the front side of the paneling, but it's always worse on the back side. The homeowner did inform us that there was a substantial amount of water in here. You can see that's a good amount of mold growth there on the back of this paneling behind the bar. Again, same thing here. And then water damage all the way down. So it does coincide with what he was saying. I can see some mold growth on the bottom of this wood paneling as well. So now how the homeowner knew that there was water in here, I'm not sure. I don't know whether he actually saw that, or maybe, you know, the seller let it slip that there was water in here. I'm not sure. But one of the technicians is going through and pulling down all the bad insulation throughout this basement area, this unfinished basement side right now. So we pull all the bad insulation down, it gets bagged up and sealed, and then disposed of to an approved landfill for hazardous materials. One area that I noticed specifically was up here, this gray, I'm trying to get it focused on the camera for you, but this gray line here up on this decking and these joists, that's all mold growth there. And I am expecting to find it throughout the rest of the basement as well. He has started pulling the insulation down, so once he gets all the insulation down, it'll be a lot easier to see. But I can see it here. So these white circles. Let's see if we can find it anywhere else real quick for you. There's some black here. So there is a number of mold spots, mold affected spots throughout this basement area, both finished and unfinished side. Effervescence on some block walls. And then here as well, effervescence and mold growth on the block walls. So in a nutshell, that's about it. As always, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just wanted to show you guys what we had going on. What our newest remediation project looked like. Some more mold growth on some block walls. My guess would be that this pipe had a leak at some point or is continuously leaking. Unfortunately, we won't find out until we get into it. But as always, I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you all for watching. If anyone has any indoor air quality issues at their house or commercial project, commercial property, definitely let us know. We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Check us out on our social media platforms. Give us a call anytime. Again, I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you on the next video.